We get a phone call virtually every day for smoke damage, deodorization, or cleanup. What is a smoke odor? It's really a microscopic particle of incomplete combustion that your olfactory system interprets as a smoke odor. Deodorization involves very meticulous and careful cleaning, and also assessment of just where has the smoke gone. So here's kind of a pro tip. What we will do, these are simply cosmetic wedges, and you might look at a surface and not realize that it's affected by smoke damage. So we will just simply rub the cosmetic wedge onto the surface. These are slightly soiled where they picked up some soot or particles of incomplete combustion. We seal them in a baggie and then come back a day later and open it up and we see if it smells. That gives us a fresh perspective on the odor, that we're not acclimated to the environment and we're not ignoring an odor that is actually there. It also gives us something to show an insurance adjuster, if necessary, the magnitude of the problem. So another tool that we'll use, this is a specially formulated sponge that is very effective at removing particulate and smoke particles of incomplete combustion from a surface, whether it's a wall or a door or a countertop. This is something that we will also use to demonstrate and show that smoke has traveled further in a property than might have been initially realized. Sometimes we have to remove drywall. Sometimes we're concerned about what's going on behind the drywall and if smoke may have impacted the insulation. Almost certainly smoke gets into the insulation in the attic, and almost always that needs to be removed in any significant fire. And sometimes drywall can be cleaned. If we're confident that there's not smoke in the insulation behind it, we can clean it and we can seal it and paint it. But the question is, where do you stop removing drywall? And we use a technique much like what we do with little cosmetic wedges and specialty sponges, that will go into the wall cavity and we will remove a piece of insulation. And it's not really effective to sniff a piece of fiberglass insulation, so we'll put it into a bigger baggie, seal it up, and then wait a day or two and come back to it. And that will give us a fresh approach to sniffing what's going on in that bag and determining if there is a smoke odor that's been captured inside the wall, triggering and making it necessary to remove the drywall and the insulation as well. We have found that when realtors are working with a selling client, that a lot of times one of the challenges of selling the property is that the home has been smoked in. And we get the phone call, is there a quick and easy way to deodorize a project? Unfortunately, there is no magic spray. Depending on the severity, the duration of the smoking, we may need to clean it almost as if there's been a fire, and clean the surfaces and use all the deodorization techniques that we have in our repertoire. And unfortunately, this is not usually covered by insurance. This is something that was through the actions or inactions of a property owner that they caused the smoke odor to become a problem. A lot of times when a home inspector arrives at a property, the property has been closed up for a period of time and they're walking in, and there may be odors in the property that had not been noticed before by the occupants, or maybe they had done something to successfully mask the odors or cover them up with a replacement odor. So besides checking for all of the appliances that could be the root cause of a fire, they should also be interpreting if there are any odors that could have been attributed to a previous fire or to use of nicotine or tobacco products in the home previously.